I was a psychology major in at Brooklyn College, where I graduated. I got my bachelor's there. And as part of uh, course requirements, I took a course in child psychology, and it required that I do 1 day of observation participation each week of the semester, and then write up the notes and hand them in, as a course requirement. And a friend of my brother's suggested that I do this in a school called Bet Hayeled. Bet Hayeled is Hebrew for House of the Child. And it was a bilingual, bicultural school for children ages 3 to 8 in Manhattan. And I'd gone to a yeshiva, a Jewish day school, so I had a Hebrew language background. So I went there, and it was a very wonderful school. It was a progressive school. On its advisory board was a man named William Hurd Kilpatrick, who was a student of John Dewey's, and this was their philosophy. So it was Hebrew studies plus, language and culture, plus sort of a progressive approach. And I got involved with the kids doing lots of things besides taking notes. And at the end of the semester, I was asked by the school if I could spend some days working at the school with children. And it turns out that they were approached by a psychiatrist who had an autistic child, and as a patient, and the psychiatrist thought the child was ready for a group experience. And the school wasn't sure. They said they'd take him for a 2-week period if the parents would pay for another person being in the classroom, and they had asked me for it. The nice thing about it is if I did this, I would miss the final exam, and the only way you could miss your final exam was if you got an A for the course. So I aced the course. I went there for 2 weeks, and they seemed to like the way I approached kids, and they had actually offered me a teaching position for the following year, even though I had never expected to be a teacher. And I said no, I couldn't do it because this was 52, and it was the Korean War, and I was on a student deferment, and I expected to be drafted. For better, for worse, upon the end of the semester, I got called for a physical exam, and I was 4F, and so I didn't get drafted. And I had not applied to graduate school, which I hope to do at some point. And there's very little you can do with a bachelor's degree in psychology. So I went back and called the school and said, is the job still open? And they offered me the job. So I went there, and I figured I'd be there for a while. But I also thought as long as I'm acting as a teacher, I should learn about what I'm supposed to be doing. So I signed up for classes at Teachers College Columbia, which is in Upper Manhattan. And that's how I began in the field. I did 4 years there, and then I decided to become a public school teacher. I went 1 year in a slum school in Brooklyn. And then I got a call from the Early Childhood Center at Brooklyn College to be a teacher there. And so I wanted to get back to early childhood. So I taught there for 3 years, and the situation was that you had a 3-year appointment, and after 3 years you were out, and they would hire somebody else. Meanwhile, I got married, and I was trying to think about what I would do for my future. And I knew I couldn't support myself and the family on a preschool teacher salary. So I went on for a doctorate. I finished a master's at Columbia, and then went on and completed a doctorate there. And after finishing up my degree, I started looking for jobs. And there were very few jobs in early childhood education. It was a very small field at the time. The field exploded in 1964, 65 with the establishment of Head Start, and the whole early childhood field opened up. But there were very few jobs. I found one job I was an assistant professor at the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. I was there for 4 years, and then received a call from U of I to come for an interview, and I was interested. So I came out, I interviewed, I was offered a job, I came here, and that was 65, and I stayed ever since. I was 65 until 1997 when I retired.